Just vibe one time for your mind.
Welcome to Sunbeat Live. I'm Adrian Valente with Sunbit, and if you're one of our dealership partners, you're in the right place. Happy Wednesday, June 10th, and thanks for joining our weekly educational program. And for those of you tuned in live on Zoom events, you're getting Sunbeat app rewards points as our way of saying thank you. So we appreciate you being here. You can also catch the show simulcast on YouTube Live and then later posted to Spotify if you want to catch up on past episodes or go back and revisit any of the content we're dropping for you guys. And then, of course, on Wednesdays, we are joined by show producer and co-host. Please welcome to the program, Queenita Brown. Queenita, how are you?
I am wonderful. Happy Wednesday, June 10th.
My goodness, where's the time gone? I can't believe we're already in the summer season. Hello, chat. Good to see everybody. Appreciate folks joining us. I know we got folks dealing with vacations and summer and schools ending, and traffic might be picking up as people get ready for road trips and fixing their AC and stuff. So I appreciate all you parts and service teams joining us here for the auto show.
Being here.
Yeah. And today, for today's topic, I know we're going to be diving into a popular one, all the different ways to offer Sunbit.
Offering.
Yeah. Oh no, Alex in the chat, your AC went out. Are you dealing with that right now? Oh no. Hopefully that gets fixed.
And you said you're in Chicago.
Ooh. Yikes. No bueno. No bueno.
Oh, right on cue for what's coming up next. No bueno. Look at you.
Oh, yes, our sponsor. Let's get to our sponsor message for the month. Sunbit in Espanol. It's new, it's available, and it's there to help you and your customers use the language of their choice and their preference. So be sure that when folks ask for Sunbit in Spanish, you know what to do. And Queenita is going to walk us through it. So what do we do, Queenita?
How about you bring up that iPad for me, Adrian?
Ah, yes, the iPad. We love the iPad. So what do I do? I got my iPad.
Yes. So you want to open the Sunbit Merchant app.
Okay.
And for you guys who don't know, to turn on Sunbit in Spanish, you click the little globe icon in the upper right where it says English. Oh. You're going to switch that to Espanol.
Oh, what's this?
So you're going to have some terms here that come up for you to continue the application process in Spanish.
Nice. Oh, here. Let me scan myself real quick. I'll put up a quick privacy screen.
Did we freeze in Zoom? Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. So there we are. Now we are in the application for Spanish. So easy peasy. In case you missed it, globe in the right, switch it to Spanish. Ta-da! Remember, the process is the same as it is in English. It's just in Spanish so that your customer, if they prefer to go through the application in Spanish, they can read all of this good stuff in Espanol.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes.
Excellent. Yuri Molina in the chat, former Sunbeat Live guest. Good to see you.
Yes. Ooh, maybe we should pull her clip this month. So we're focusing on Sunbit in Spanish this month. And Yuri was nice enough to share with us her offering and using the Sunbit in Spanish application, a little video. So that could be something good to showcase.
Nice. Oh, I like that. Okay. Noted.
Noted.
Okay. By the way, I know last week we had that big episode on the Elite Escape, and we were doing the big announcements, and it looks like so far all of the Paradise picks have confirmed that they are going to Hawaii, and I think we're still working on some of the top winners. I know there are some folks who won't be able to attend. So in that event, the team will be reaching out to the next folks on the leaderboard. So who knows? You might still get contacted.
So keep an eye on your email because they need pretty quick responses. This trip is next month. So
nice. Okay, so let's get to our topic for today, and that's techniques for offering Sunbit. Yes. So. And we would love, I know this is something we talk about quite a bit, but we always have new folks joining the program. So for those of you that are tuned in on the chat, if you want to share different techniques of yours, we're open to that as well. We'd love to hear from you too. But first, I want to start with my hot take. And that is, Queenita and I talk about this. We like talking about this. Traditional financing is offered too late. That's usually the big problem with financing at the point of sale. Yeah. So, and what do we mean by that? Okay, when you look at the traditional journey for a customer, right? They may be booking an appointment, or maybe they're just walking in. But once they arrive, you start helping them out. Maybe you give them an estimate. You start pitching your additional service recommendations. And, tech gets under the hood. You call them with a status update. They approve the work order. And then ultimately, they come to pick up the vehicle and pay. Now, most businesses, not just, dealership services, but when you look at traditional financing at the point of sale, oftentimes financing is offered down there when it's time to pay. But why, Queenita, why does that suck?
It's icky. It's like, at the very end, really by this point, even before this, probably receiving the estimate, I'm already like budgeting and figuring out what I'm going to spend. So if you're offering me financing at the very end at payment, I'm already like, probably no, I'm just going to get this done, or I'm just going to get that done.
100%. Yeah. The like you're saying, the decision is being made as soon as we start talking numbers. The moment numbers start coming up, we're already making a decision. We got Yuri here in chat saying, I text all customers over the phone even before they arrive. So she's getting ahead of this moment, right? Because if we can remove the friction of how to pay earlier, it removes the psychological barrier to yes when you are actually going through the work order approval.
Like
right?
Luis is saying, if I got a brochure, like right when I'm getting in, hey, by the way, we have monthly payment options. Take a look. Perfect. Because I'm going to be looking at that, reading it, seeing, is this going to hurt my credit? Like, how does this work? And deciding if I want to use that before any of this other stuff.
Yeah, Tim Cruz, I'd be worried if payment wasn't, in place before the work is done. I need to know how I'm going to pay for this before we do anything.
Yeah.
So, a lot of times, we'd have service advisors tell us like, oh yeah, I'm using Sunbit and, nobody's really using it. And then we find out it's because they're only offering it when it's time to pay. And by that point, it's too late. It didn't impact the decision to get the work done. And what a lot of you are sharing with us and what you see out there is that you just got to get ahead of where the real decision is made. That's during the estimate. Right. So, Luis, I know our legal team would love what you're doing because the brochure has all the financing details on it. So it's the most legally compliant. Yeah, all the terms. The other thing is that, Luis, you get into the habit of doing that for every customer, every time. Right. And we have found that's one of the best approaches. Yeah. Alex asking, so what's the best way to present it to people? We have signs all over the dealership, in the service lane, and in the waiting room. And I even have it in my email with the link, but really never have customers asking about it. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to plant the seeds and for you to sow what you've reaped, right? But saying something helps to cut through the noise. And because you have all those materials, it helps you to reference these things. So, for example, if you're talking to somebody face-to-face, as you mention monthly payment options, you can always point to your marketing. Or if you're sending the link the link is in your email, you can reference it. And by the way, did you check out that payment option link that was in my email? And this gives you a softer approach. So as opposed to asking if they need it, you're just simply referencing something you shared and opening it up for any questions or any curiosity they may have about it.
And then even like
Tim,
Adrian said, if you're pointing at the marketing, right, you can be like, hey, and by the way, you don't have to pay for everything today, right? And you can reference that or give them a brochure while you say that or whatever the case may be. So simple talk tracks to go with presenting it and to go with all the marketing that you already have.
Yeah. Tim Cruz mentioning, plus, customers would be more inclined to proceed with the additional service recommendations if they get approved for more, right? Planting that seed, showing them their full purchasing power on the drive, what they have access to. Luis saying, also helps that I use Sunbit myself to kind of connect with people and show them how to navigate through the app and how easy it is. That's, in fact, I'm feeling generous. I think Luis here, let's go Luis, Alex, and Tim. For some bonus points. I like the conversation. How many points should we give him, Nita?
30.
30 points. Nice. Not too shabby. Where's my pen? Sorry, I need to write this down before I forget.
You said Tim, Luis, and Alex?
Tim, Luis, and Alex. Excellent.
Nice.
In fact, let's talk about this real quick. I was teaching a continuing ed course to some dentists over the weekend, and one of the things I talked about was like the retailization of our industries. It's happening in car service. It's happening in other local brick and mortar community service needs, veterinary care, dentistry, optical care. So let's go through this mental exercise real quick. If go off book, if we may. Think about the traditional route where you would diagnose an issue for your customer. You would then provide them a recommendation, and they would simply accept it, because it used to be easier to pay for stuff, but now it's hard to pay for stuff and things are expensive. So we have to treat our parts and service customers like any other retail customer. And what do I mean by that? Okay, so let's think about buying a new phone, or maybe buying a new kitchen appliance. Maybe you got to buy a new refrigerator, right? Or maybe you're planning a trip. So Queenita, you need to make a big purchase. Like, what do you do first? Like, what's your first move?
If I'm buying a fridge, probably a fridge is a good one. I've been looking at fridges on Wayfair. I'm
so you were looking on Wayfair
reviews. Yeah, I'm gonna look at reviews to see, like, does it last long? Is it noisy? How is like the dispenser for water and ice? Like, I'm gonna look at the key things that I want to work well in a fridge and longevity and things like that. So I'm gonna look at reviews.
So your first move is to maybe do a little bit of legwork, a little bit of homework. You want to go poke around. You need to get the down low, right?
Yeah. What's the brands? What's the best brands to use with that have the longest?
Yeah, because you're about to spend a good chunk of money.
Yeah.
Right. So it's the same mental exercise that customers are doing on the service drive, because we're spending, in many cases, similar money, right? So you're going to have customers going like, wait, what? Sunbit? What are they going to do? They're going to go
Google
online.
it.
Yeah. They're going to go look at reviews.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, what is this, right? And if you give them time to do that, mention it early, let them poke around, go on their phone, use your pre-qual link, see the approval, look at reviews. That's a really important part of offering, like understanding that concept. Like, I can't just spring them a number and expect them to make a decision. That's stressful. So how do we remove that stress? Right? Whether it's a tablet in person or sending a link, one of the things we've learned from top locations and top performing service drive teams is that anytime you mention a dollar amount, by the way, you don't got to pay for all that today. Here, let me show you. So, and I like what Luis was mentioning, right? He mentioned he uses it. Like, he's used Sunbit. So he's able to make that connection. And sometimes with all the marketing, people aren't paying attention. They're like in their little bubble on their phone.
Look right past it. Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, I used to consider all the marketing more a helpful reminder for you to keep it top of mind, to help you talk about it, and to help you reference and point to it, to help soften the approach as you show it to folks and share it with people. So, and like we're learning with Sunbit in Spanish, and that big focus for this month, now it's available for all of our partners, you can easily help folks, with a language of their choice. So to recap, sending links, because it's good to know that we have these options. Queenita, how do we send the link from a tablet?
Tablet, you'll go to the menu in the upper right corner and then choose send pre-qualification link, and make sure you pick your name so you can get your points, and either put in their email or their phone number.
Nice. Ooh, but what if I don't have a tablet available, so that I can't just
to the dashboard.
Ooh, dashboard.
So you've got options. Go to the dashboard, click the blue button for initiate application, and then you'll want to send it blank without the purchase amount so that they can do a pre-qualification.
Nice. And by the way, since we're in the dashboard, go check out your customer offer history report in the reports tab to check out all the live approvals that are currently valid. So we know that Sunbit approvals are valid for 28 days. Check it out in the report. And if you see people that got approved but haven't purchased anything, they haven't used anything, might be a good opportunity to follow up with folks. Yes. Let's check in with chat real quick. Make sure we didn't miss anything. I like AFTA and putting the, pay cash, check, card, or month to month. Month to month. What's that? Oh, here, let me show you. I love that. I love that one AFTA. That's a good one. Matthew, guilty of sending when I send the estimate. Hey, if you're sending options when you send the estimate, that's great. And if you're looking for ways to improve, what can you do before the estimate? That's a really good thing there. But Jeff Adams agreeing, we're definitely in retail. These customers and guests, they got a lot of choices about where to go, and it's all about how they feel when they're here. Yeah. Sunbit allows us to offer them the ability to repay their car without feeling financially stressed. That's a good one. I think Jeff Adams.
Woo,
Jeff Adams,
30
another
points.
30. Okay. I hope I can read my chicken scratch scribbling later.
I got it.
Very good.
Ooh, I like what Luis said. Sometimes the link may be better with people nowadays not being as sociable. Yes, that's me. Like, I would much rather do it on my own. Same with even calling to get help. If there's a way that I can do it online or through an app to request help or ask a question, I would much rather do that. So a lot of people just prefer to do it on their own. People appreciate the privacy, like Tim mentioned.
Yeah. Wasif with the question, what's the average of monthly payment on a 3-month on APR? I'm assuming, so we're talking about that 0% APR option on the 3-month. It's kind of hard to gauge what the average is because, as we know, every Sunbit's customized.
Yeah, amount they're approved for.
And it also depends on what their amount due at checkout is. The amount, the down payment, in other words. So the amount due today when they do the Sunbit is different for everybody. So, and it kind of depends on how much they're spending too. And we also see differences based on the OEM. So naturally, Highline transactions are going to skew a little bit higher. Now, what is an interesting insight, Wasif, since we're talking about it, is that it's easy for a lot of us to assume that the 0% for 3 months option is the most popular, but it's not. Mm-hmm. What's interesting is that the 0% 3 months APR is a really great starter for folks. Being able to split it up, 3 months doesn't cost me anything extra, right? But Queenita, what do you think is the most popular option?
The longest term, of course, because it's the lowest payment, but then also you can pay it off early and pay less interest. So you get the flexibility when you choose a longer term to kind of do what works for you.
Yeah. So, Wasif, that's an interesting insight there. The 0% 3 months, powerful selling tool. But as people click the other buttons, I'm actually guilty of that too. I always go the longest term because I want the lowest payment. Yeah.
And the down payments change too. So the down payment might be better for you.
Yeah. Jason Seiler, don't forget to send it to yourself. Yeah, send yourself the link. Copy and paste it, use it elsewhere. In fact, Jason knows a thing or two about how to do this. In fact, here's a perfect example of how Jason Seiler uses his Sunbit pre-qualification link in his text messages, keeping it real simple. With his custom link, puts it there to see your buy now, pay over time options for your repair order. Nice and simple. In fact, Jason, do you got this? Are you using it in like a system? Do you got this template like saved? Are you using like Xtime or something? I am kind of curious how you're doing it. But heading back up, I like what Kevin's saying. I discuss it first as I'm writing the car up. Nice. That's a good one. That's a good one there. Wasif, I ask because we can present that during presenting the service menu. Yeah, when you have that knowledge of, I can split this up as you're walking through options, makes it a lot easier. Let's see here. So Ashley asking on the website, where can they find the link to send to customers? So let's actually, we can do that live real quick. In fact, hold on a second. I need to get my my Cloudware stuff going so I can go to our web domain. But we can go to sunbit.com and look for the store locator. And that allows anyone to search for businesses that use Sunbit. Right, Queenita? How do you explain the store locator to folks?
Yeah, I mean, if you're aware of Sunbit and you want to see who's using Sunbit or offers Sunbit in your area, then you can go to the store locator and put in your zip code, and then it'll show you all of the merchants and locations in your area that offer Sunbit, and you can even pre-qualify for them from the store locator.
Yeah, right here on our homepage, find Sunbit near you. And then you can focus on a specific vertical. We talk about and auto and dental are the big two. So you might have, folks who use Sunbit at their dentist, and then they're going over here and they're typing in, let's go to my town, and let me fix the zoom here, and hey, there we go. And I drive, as many of you know, I drive a 2011 Hyundai. So I'll just look, there's Riverside Hyundai. There's my Riverside Hyundai right there. And I can and look at that. It's pulling in the Google reviews. It's pulling in all the Google business profile stuff, and then they can pre-qualify here. Now, here's the thing, though, and this is what Jason Seiler brought up. Make sure you're sending a link to yourself, because if I do it this way, nobody gets points because I'm just going through like a normal link. It's not, nobody chose their name. So that's why when Jason says stuff like, "Hey, send the link to yourself," so if you want to get those points, right, go grab your iPad. Send it to yourself, send it to your email or your phone number. And then once you get that link, you're just going to copy it. Don't click it.
Don't click it. It's going to open the pre-qualification. You're going to go into the pre-qualification. So you want to copy the link, copy the URL.
Yeah. And then what some people are doing is they're going into like a QR code generator to turn that link into a QR code. And you can do this for free. Don't pay for an account. You don't need to customize it with colors and like icons and stuff. Ignore that.
They all do the same thing.
Use, like we showed you how Jason does it in his text messages. And here's an example of Damon doing it in his email. And this is what Luis was talking about, right? Luis does this too, right? Puts it in his email. And that way it's just always there, And some people, not everyone's paying attention, but you reference it, you talk about it, and as people look for it, it's a great opportunity for you to generate awareness and get your rewards points.
More techniques.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Kevin, you used Sunbit at your dentist?
Hey.
No way. Excellent. I hope it helped you out. Smile now, pay over time. Nice. Oh, Alan, we have the pre-qualification link on our website with every coupon.
Ooh,
no
nice.
way. That's a good one. That's the first time that's ever come up on the show. 7 years of doing this.
Oh.
And I don't know if you know. Okay, so what we're talking about here is on the website. A lot of dealerships will put service coupons, parts and service coupons, on their website, and we've told dealerships like this is a great place to put stuff, and most don't. Like they just put it on the appointment scheduler page. Makes sense. Or like they under the parts and service drop down menu, they'll usually put like service now, pay over time, and like a link to the prequel. But what Alan is talking about, like not all, so that's really cool because folks are saving money by using the
With the
coupons, and then
coupon and get to pay over time. It's like a twofer. Real nice.
that's fantastic. So Alan, good one. Kudos to you and your team. Michael does as well. Nice. Very cool. The all of this stuff we're talking about, like Luis was mentioning, he has a lot of marketing materials, and you might be curious, how do you access all that stuff? And you can find this in your dashboard, but we do have a direct link to the marketing kits for Sunbit. So I'm putting that in the chat right now, and you can see it on the screen here, or just navigate to dashboard.sunbit.com, look for that marketing tab, and you will also be able to pull up the media library. Lots of good stuff in there because we talk about email signatures, we talk about social media posts, we talk about things you can print out, and there are plenty of banners and graphics that you can grab. So you're not having to whip up this stuff from scratch. Might as well use, all the materials we've already made.
Throw it in your email like Denise.
Yeah. Like Denise, hold on a second. Going into the chat, both Emmanuel and Denise making it part of the email. Yeah, Emmanuel, I have it attached to every email I send as a clickable link.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. That's pretty good. This was when we think about generating awareness, it doesn't work for everybody. Like sometimes you'll read studies that talk about like it takes like 7 or 12 instances for someone to like see marketing and interact with that brand or thing or change their behavior. So even though you're putting things out there, don't feel discouraged if nobody's really piping up and asking about it, because being able to point and reference, and some people may ask, but like, Queenita, we've talked about this before, even if people know, they don't like to ask.
Yeah. Nope. It's just awkward.
Yeah. And I always encourage folks, think about that person who's too afraid to ask, but would really appreciate knowing or applying for Sunbit, knowing about it and stuff. And, give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe they'd prefer you to lead and for you to open the door and for you to make it easier for them to explore their curiosity and see more. Right? So a couple of helpful examples that our success team can help you with. I know we have a lot of folks using our marketing materials and working with a lot of partners like Mark Chemicals to do as low as pricing, monthly payment examples for a lot of their full price service items and packages. And then we're also seeing a lot of folks do social media, right? Look, we got people doing the banner on Facebook. We got people just pointing to their print marketing, taking pictures, say we got Sunbit. So really lean on a lot of the materials that we have available to you. And you can always reach out to our team, success@sunbit.com. They can help schedule team training, one-on-one coaching, marketing refills, and more. Right? Let's go check in with chat real quick. Karen mentioning, I also have it attached to my email, working on getting my coworkers to do the same. Oh, I like that. And like, I like this little trio here. So I'm feeling generous because it's that kind of episode and we're in summer. So
30 points.
Emmanuel and then Denise and Karen. So Karen, what I really like about what you're doing is trying to help other team members get up to your level. And that's what I like to see. So thank you for sparking a little bit of joy there with some extra points for you folks. So remember, we got to finish. Sorry, what was that?
Let's put a bow on it with some talk tracks.
Yes. So the big thing is don't wait for an objection. It's going to be too awkward to come back from folks who say things like, I need to talk to my partner. What do I really got to get done? I'll be fine for now.
Don't have time.
Can you give me a discount?
But they had all this time before.
Yes.
You would have presented it earlier.
So give people the opportunity to plan and budget in advance by giving them breathing room, time. They want to explore. They want to go poke around online. And like we've been seeing in the chat with a lot of you with these easy talk tracks, keep it simple with easy choices. You don't have to pay for everything today. Here, let me show you. Or like we also saw in the chat, do you want to pay in full or month to month? You want to pay with debit, credit, or Sunbit? Get creative. Make it your own, and hopefully what we're showing you here you can take away to help alleviate a lot of the stress for you and your customers on the drive. So just remember, anything over $60, you're good to go. Anything major or minor, we see plenty of oil changes and $100, $200, and $300 Sunbits all the time. So don't hesitate to let people know. I like what Emmanuel's doing in the chat. Ask 3 times when they arrive, when asking for the upsell, and when checking out. Give options, pay over time, and that is a fantastic way to put a bow on this thing. Very good. Well, for those of you that were participating in the chat, we had the poll question. We had the big poll question for next week. Behind the scenes with Sunbit Customer Care, we're bringing in special guests from the Las Vegas office, yeah?
Yes, we are. It's going to be a good one.
And then what else do we got, Queenita?
We've got marketing on the 24th with Adrian. And then on July 1st, we've got how to maximize your partnership with Sunbit. So lots of good stuff coming up.
I think we might have a guest on that one too, yeah?
Ooh, we are asking, so we got to confirm it. So we might have guests on that one too. Sunbit employees, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. So we're going to have, but I love that we have customer care. This is a great opportunity to ask, your hard-hitting questions, especially the deep technical ones and all that stuff. And just really get to meet the people who are working to help your customers with what they need, because we treat them well. It reflects positively on you and your team. I just put the link tree in the chat. If you want to follow us on YouTube or Spotify, go ahead and look for Sunbeast Live, and then keep an eye out on your Sunbeast mobile app for quiz opportunities with Queenita's Sun Clips, where you can earn points for watching a quick clip and answering one question and get some rewards points. But anything I forgot, Queenita?
No, I think it was a great episode. Thank you guys for all of your engagement and your tips and your practices in chat. That's the best part of the show. So we appreciate you guys helping each other within the community. And otherwise, we'll see you next week for Behind the Scenes with Customer Care.
From all of us at Sunbit, thanks for being part of the Sunbeast user community, for continuing your education with us here on Wednesdays, and hopefully we'll catch you at the next one. Take care, folks, as we dance this one out. We'll see you next time.